It's amazing how quickly a career can end. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for another Top 10 Career Finishing Scandals. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at various celebrities, politicians, and athletes whose careers were quickly ended by a scandal. If you think we're missing one, be sure to check out our original list of the top 10 career finishing scandals.
We're not quite the social pariahs you lot probably know and loathe, but give us time.
Number 10. Lindsay Lohan. It's always the child and teen idols who fall the hardest. Lindsay Lohan was once a cute and hugely successful movie star, appearing in many critical and commercial successes throughout the early 2000s, including Freaky Friday and Mean Girls.
Shut up! I didn't say anything.
However, that part of her career was abruptly ended in 2007 when she was arrested on a DUI and lost the role in her upcoming movie. She was arrested again for another DUI barely 2 weeks after leaving rehab, along with being charged for cocaine possession. While she would appear in various movies and plays throughout the following years, this was the beginning of the end for Lohan. Number 9. Stephen Collins.
So he walks back to his bedroom, and he comes back out into the living room, and he is completely nude.
Author and actor Stephen Collins hit it big with his role as Eric Camden on the WB's Seventh Heaven, which ended in 2007.
And while I never thought of myself as the type of father who'd have to drug test his kids, I'm willing to do just that if that's what it takes to find out who brought a joint into this house.
7 years later, Collins was investigated for sexual harassment against a minor after an audio clip leaked of a man, who sounded like Collins, admitting to the crime. Collins soon confessed to, quote, inappropriate sexual conduct with minors in 1973, 1982, and 1994.
I took her hand and moved it in such a way that she was touching me inappropriately.
His last appearance in film or television was in 2013, so it's safe to say that his career is pretty much done.
Don't finish that sentence.
Number 8. Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has been a big deal both in his home country and worldwide. He's considered one of the greatest boxers of our era, has dabbled in acting and music, and is a lieutenant colonel in the Philippine Army Reserve, and is a senator of the country. However, he's been harshly criticized and shunned for the homophobic remark, quote, if we approve male on male, female on female marriage, then man is worse than animal. While he clarified that he was condemning the act of gay marriage, not gay people themselves, he still found himself in hot water, as Nike ended their years-long partnership with the boxer. Number 7. Kathy Griffin. No matter how bad you think your president is, you probably shouldn't post a photo of yourself holding a model of his decapitated head. That's what comedian Kathy Griffin did in May of 2017, posting the photo to her social media accounts. The bloody pic caused an enormous amount of controversy, and she was dropped as Squatty Potty spokesperson, fired from CNN's New Year's Eve broadcast, and her upcoming tour dates were canceled.
I'm gonna be honest, he broke me.
According to her, she was even investigated by the Justice Department and placed on both the no-fly and Interpol lists. Her career prospects aren't looking too great. Number 6. CeeLo Green. In June 2011, journalist Andrea Swenson gave a negative review of Green's concert, causing him to ask on Twitter, quote, I'm guessing you're gay, and my masculinity offended you. Well, she wasn't offended, but his fans sure were. A bigger firestorm ensued a few years later, when he was cleared of sexual battery allegations, but pleaded no contest to the felony of furnishing ecstasy to a woman, and defended himself on Twitter by saying, quote, people who have really been raped, remember. That was pretty much the nail in the coffin, and he really hasn't done anything of significance since. Number 5. Mark Salling. Mark Salling once captured hearts and turned heads as bad boy heartthrob Noah Puckerman on Glee.
Oh, Beth, what can I do? Beth, what can I do?
This might be pretty much the only showbiz thing he's known for, because his life took a sharp 180 in December of 2015. He was arrested under the suspicion that he had thousands of photos and videos of child pornography in his possession. He was officially charged the following May and was immediately fired from his upcoming projects. He's now registered as a sex offender and, as of 2017, may face up to 7 years in prison. Number 4. Lance Armstrong. There was once a time when Lance Armstrong was considered the greatest cyclist ever. He won 7 consecutive Tour de France and was the recipient of many cycling accolades. Allegations of using performance-enhancing substances followed him throughout his career, but were never proven, until he was officially found guilty of doping in 2012 by the United States Anti-Doping Agency, who called it, quote, the most sophisticated, professionalized, and successful doping program that sport has ever seen. The bell tolled for Armstrong, as he was stripped of his titles and received a lifetime ban from sports that fall under the World Anti-Doping Code, which is, most of them.
If you take me back to 1995, when it was completely and totally pervasive, I'd probably do it again.
Number 3, Louis C.K. With all the masturbation jokes Louis C.K. makes, perhaps we should have seen these revelations coming.
And later I'm going to masturbate and I'm going to think about you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
C.K. had been the subject of rumors for years, but the sexual misconduct and harassment scandal only truly broke in November 2017, when the New York Times reported multiple incidents of C.K. masturbating in front of female comedians. After the allegations, The Orchard, TBS, HBO, FX, and Netflix all cut ties with him, either by canceling upcoming projects or removing his work from their services. While there may be an attempted comeback somewhere down the road, it's looking pretty grim. Number 2, Harvey Weinstein. Mega producer Harvey Weinstein has certainly left a trail of devastation in his wake, and his career has undoubtedly been ruined forever. It all started in October 2017, when both The New Yorker and The New York Times reported that over a dozen women had accused Weinstein of sexual harassment. The consequences were swift and brutal. His own production company fired him. He was expelled from the Academy. He was suspended from the British Academy, and his wife filed for divorce. As of November 2017, the LAPD is investigating the rape allegations, which could potentially land him in prison. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some dishonorable mentions.
Just talk to them, just get to know them, just everything, and just, do a little touchy-feely things with them, make them feel good.
They say if you're convicted, you can get up to 3 years in prison. Is that like a realistic thought in your mind?
No. Do you feel like you've apologized enough?
I believe I have.
Number 1, Kevin Spacey.
And like that, he's gone.
Spacey was one of the biggest stars in the world, and now his reputation and career are destroyed.
Kevin Spacey had no right to sexually assault him. There was no consent.
His downfall began in October 2017 when actor Anthony Rapp claimed that Spacey had made a sexual advance on him when he was only 14. Spacey has now been accused of sexual misconduct by 8 employees on the set of House of Cards, and 20 more incidents at London's Old Vic Theatre, where Spacey was the artistic director for years. What's more, Netflix has completely severed ties with him, and about a month before its release, he was completely edited out of the movie All the Money in the World and replaced by Christopher Plummer.
The only thing you're gonna get from me is come on your you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.